Okay, I'm going to call finance to order. Bucyrus City Council Special Finance Committee meeting called to order on December 21st, 2021 at 8:28 p.m. Okay, members present, James Me, Bruce Truca, Kevin Myers, and myself, Chair. Public participation. Okay, there seems to be no public participation. We have two resolutions in front of us. First one is Resolution 241-2021, repealing and replacing Resolution number 233-2021, passed on 11/4/2021, and authorizing and accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission, and authorizing the necessary tax rates and certifying them to the county auditor and declaring emergency. And the second one is repealing Resolution 240-2021, repealing and replacing Resolution number 233-2021, passed 10/19/2021, and authorizing and approving the City of Bucyrus, Ohio, to pay the 20% share of the cost for the county water line project as attached, not to exceed $810,000 and $810,870.00, and declaring an emergency. Do I have a...
May I speak, since I didn't have a copy of this when you asked for public participation, and I was just given a copy of the two resolutions. So I'd like to do public participation, if I may, please.
Go ahead.
Resolution number 2, Vicki DeShawn, 1108 Hillcrest Drive. Resolution number 241-2021. As you read, the caption says repealing and replacing Resolution number 233. If you go to Section 4, the reason for this piece to be an emergency, it's stated that this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure in that the Crawford County Budget Commission requires legislation to be in place by November 8, 2021. Well, how can you repeal and replace this resolution? And you're going to pass it tonight, as you state, past this 21st day of December 2021, but you have in Section 4 that the Budget Commission requires legislation to be in place by November 8, 2021.
I'll have to leave that over to our legal counsel. I can't answer that.
Right, so instead of repealing and replacing that one, you could amend it for the same basis. We're just cleaning up so that there are not two 23-2021, so amending you inadvertently passed 23-2021, which was passed 11/4/2021 for the same basic reasons. And so it's originally passed and then amended to clarify the record at tonight's council meeting, special council meeting.
When was the first piece? When was the first, let me see here, I got copies of those.
October 19th.
Okay. Wait a minute. All right. Now, okay, the first 233-2021, the one that I'm talking about that you're now wanting to name number 241-2021.
November 4th.
That was November 4th. Okay. Just off the top of my head, without having some time to think about it, but why can't we repeal and replace and then make it retroactive to,
Are you talking about the 241?
right, 241, 2021?
Would that be in section 4?
Well,
Or
I'm
no?
up in the caption, you're
The
gonna wanna
caption.
repeal and replace, and then somewhere within there, you're gonna wanna say retroactive to, just like we've done other pieces of legislation. Then if you make this retroactive to the date that the first one was done, which was November, you said November 4th?
November 4th, yeah.
Then you've met the November 8th deadline, if you will. I don't know, though, if just for paper trail purposes, the Crawford County Budget Commission would want a copy of this
I would think so.
piece. Was there any checking with the Crawford County Budget Commission on what you were proposing to do to see if that was acceptable?
Nope,
Was that a no? Yeah.
it was a no.
But again, the way it's written, I think you have a problem.
But you think adding retroactive to 11/4/2021?
I mean, it's been done in the past.
Right, so you could either, yeah,
Mr. Chair,
that would work.
I'd like to make a motion to amend to include
Well, it's-
retroactive to 11/4/2021.
Not to cut you off, but you guys have to request that legislation anyways.
Oh, okay. So we can request it that way and then
This
just get
is
it?
all theoretical.
I understand, okay. So I don't need that motion.
We're working off drafts.
I got you.
Okay.
Well, then, how about, I'd like to request legislation that also includes retroactive to 11/4/2021.
Do I have a second?
If 10 died.
Okay. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed.
Then Vicky, would I assume that the same thing for the other one, to retroactive that back to its original date?
Well,
I don't believe there was a time limit on there, was there?
I would say that on that one, there's not a time limit, but it won't hurt since we did originally
I
pass it.
think, to Vicky's point, I think it makes somebody reading it down the road.
yeah, but now I'm sitting here looking at, or standing here. Section 3 talks about that the clerk of this council, being she hereby, I'm not change that because it's a he, an interim, is directed to certify a copy of this resolution to the county auditor. I mean, when this resolution is passed, this 241/2021, you're gonna have different people over here. I mean, see, this is where these things would have been on document on demand, and I had some time to, or anybody would have had time to look it over.
This is gonna change.
You made a comment, Joyce, do you understand where I'm coming
Yes,
from?
yeah, I do. Yeah, I
Your
did.
section 3 is not gonna be those people that you've
Right.
recited, because those were the people that voted on 233 on November 4th. You now are gonna have new people when you have your special council meeting after this, voting on this.
Do you believe we need to list these original as a whereas?
I'm gonna tell you, I haven't had enough time to look this over, that I'm not gonna stick my neck out on that. Again, that might be nitpicky, but I'm just pointing out, I think you have some issues with this piece. And I guess how you choose to go forward with it. If it's done wrong, it's, on your watch. Thank you.
Mr. Gernert, what do you suggest?
So in the caption, I would put repealing and replacing resolution number 233, 2021 retroactively.
We're gonna have to speak up because it's hard to do that here.
In the caption, I would put repealing and replacing resolution number 233, 2021, passed 11/4/2021, and retroactively authorizing and accepting to 11/4/20, back to the original date. So the verbiage will have to, speaking out loud, but the verbiage will change, but you put the retroactively, and then you keep the original whereases. You throw another whereas in there that this authorization is retroactive to the 11/4/2021 when council originally passed, and you throw in section 3 that it was originally passed with the following motions and seconds, and then we keep a new section 3 in there for the new passage this evening, for who makes a motion and second, and you have substantially completed both the old and the new.
Let's see. We're at a special finance meeting, right?
Yes.
Chairman McKeever, do I have permission to ask a question of the auditor? Is that a yes?
I just said yes.
Well, I couldn't hear you. Joyce, the other resolution 233, 2021, where it authorized the city to pay the 20% share of the cost. Do you have those?
Oh, okay.
Would there be a problem with okay. I'll come back to you in just a second. Why are we doing a repealing and replacing of the second resolution 233, 2021 that was passed 10/19, the one for the city to pay the 20% share? I mean, can't one of the 233s stay as 233? Why are we amending both of the 233s and giving them new numbers? And that's where my question would come up to Joyce. Would the piece that deals with the water line project, could that be the one that we could, because it doesn't have on here, all it says is that it's an emergency measure to allow the city to proceed with the county water line project.
And
I
it
mean,
could be retroactive.
exactly, and we have nobody's names, we
Right.
have no deadline date. To me,
And so by doing it retroactively, it doesn't need to be in numerical or sequential order at that point? If you're going, leaving the 233, changing the one from October, giving it a number 240, but leaving the one from November 233, that doesn't create any issues if they're not sequentially in order based on the time that they were first brought up? That was my question that I asked of the law director when I discovered this mistake.
okay, let's slowly say that again.
All right. Got the first one that was passed in October.
October, okay,
The second one passed in November, with the
Gotcha.
same number.
right.
If we were to leave the November one alone, leave it as 233.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, my question is, if we renumber the one from October to 240, does that create any problems with them not being sequentially in numerical order based on the date that they were first brought? That was my question that I asked the law director.
Oh,
when I
no,
discovered it.
no,
Okay.
no,
I was the one that posed that
Retroactive.
question to him when I
Yeah.
discovered it.
Yeah,
no, not at all.
That cleans it up a lot.
Yeah,
yeah, that, That would be much better.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you're gonna leave the 233 that deals with the tax rates as is. It's gonna stay 233. Then you're gonna take the 233 that deals with the county water line project, and you're giving that
240.
240.
And
But
just
you wanna put a
move forward.
retroactive in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly, and that does it. Let's see what you got in here in your whereases. You inadvertently passed 2 resolutions. You intend to correct. Well, you don't want to say, and ensure each resolution has its own unique identification number. It
No,
would
they-
just
they
be
still do.
ensure this resolution.
They still
Or-
both have their own unique number.
Okay,
If I gotta go fix it anyway, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care, but yes, they're all both going to have their each unique identification number, but
Okay.
it can be fixed. I don't,
That would be less complicated.
Yes.
Yeah.
and that doesn't do
And
anything
that
with your
won't do
paperwork?
anything, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okey dokey. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'd like to withdraw my previous motion that was already voted on, so make a new motion to withdraw said motion, and now to
Wait,
leave
you
the
made a
first one
motion.
alone.
We need a second.
Well, I'm telling you what my motion is first.
Well, first you gotta withdraw, you can't keep.
Oh, I'd like to make a motion to withdraw my previous motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Proceed.
Now, I'd like to move to take the ordinance passed on October 19th and request new legislation retroactive to October 19th and numbering it number 240.
And that's all we're changing. Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
If there's no further discussion or questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay,
Now we want to recess and rewrite this?
I'm going to adjourn special finance at 8:45.
Brian, do you want me to pull that up on this computer?